%85 of the world youth live where agri-food systems are key, but barriers hold them back. The opportunities in agri-food systems are huge. Only if stakeholders can work with young people to help them launch careers in agri-food systems. This is Farming Today on the Ghanaian Farmer TV. My name is Enyunam, and please, if this is your first time on our channel, please subscribe and share all the videos. I'm going to be having a very interesting conversation that would interest you and I, especially those of you who are looking forward to learning, getting trained, vocational skills in food system. However, you might not have the funding to actually pay for this training. Well, the good news is Ghana Food Movement, an organization here in Ghana, is championing something exciting. I'm going for a quick breather. When I come back, I'll be speaking with Paul Anate. I hope I got it correct. He is the programs manager at Ghana Food Movement. I'll be right back after this. Stay tuned. Right, so the man is seated here, ready to talk with me. Thank you very much, Paul.
Right, thank you
for coming to our studios.
Thank you for having me,
It's interesting how we've been in the same space, but well, you have noticed me once, but this is my first time of seeing you.
Yes, I think I met you at an event at Fafraha. It was the opening of a community garden project by Holland Green Tech and GMBCC, and you were the MC at that program. The Dutch ambassador was present. So I remember you vividly from that program, but we didn't get an opportunity to interact.
Okay.
But yes, and I've seen you also on social media, on LinkedIn and also on Instagram. A couple of times.
So per my reading, the movement started somewhere 2019, later got registered, but give and take, it's been 5 to 6 years.
Yes.
Why are you people keen on encouraging people to use local ingredients in our food to limit importation? What's your problem?
Yes, I think we all know the potential of our local food system, although it has not been highlighted enough. We know of ingredients that are growing up, either we consume at home or our farmers used to produce, but along the line it's been lost. Partly it's because there's importation to substitute for those ingredients in our cuisines. We all want to eat pizza, we want to eat bread, and all these ingredients are not grown locally, they're coming from somewhere. So 2019 onwards, a couple of chefs came together and thought, why not promote our own local ingredients? Why can't we create menus, design recipes that includes some of these ingredients, like the precursors, like I mentioned, dawa dawa, tiger nut, some of these local ingredients. And that's how the movement started, just passion, wanting to promote and highlight it, and having events with the theme of these events mainly being around the local ingredients. So we progressed into expanding and then involving more actors in the local food system, because if you want to use the ingredients, you need to know who is producing it. So the farmers need to come on board. We need to know who is adding value to some of these ingredients. So then agro-processors and value addition adders in the value chain also came on board. And so now we have businesses and also the chefs that are using these ingredients in the restaurants, in the hotels, and all the other spaces are now coming on board. So currently, I would say it has grown to become a non-profit organization registered in 2021 that is more of a network of actors along the agricultural value chain, and they're all working together to highlight our local ingredients, promote our local ingredients, so that we can be self-reliant, we can have a future-proof local food system that does not depend on imports, that does not rely on other countries' resources.
What does what you're doing mean to you as a youth in the agri-food system?
Yes, I think food is very important. Food is culture, food is everything. And if your food system, you don't have control, you don't have total, I would say, control is the best word over it. When the pandemic hit and also the COVID-19, the Russia-Ukraine war came, we all saw the issues around how bread prices started hiking. And if you all you had to do is eat wheat bread, what do we do? So what we are doing is not just a passion, but I think it's more of a life and death issue. It's also more of it's a critical issue that we cannot ignore. Continually relying on other countries' resources is not enough. When we have the potential, we all know, like I said, these things were grown locally, and they're still being grown, just that the farmers are not supported because there's no highlighting of these ingredients, there's no value addition going on. So farmers are let's say reducing those production, and then everybody's eating indomie, everybody's eating all the other things. So it's very important because we think it's critical. It's about time we pay attention to our local ingredients, our local crops. Let's give power back to the farmers that they are able to produce this. And the way to give power is to also show that there's economic value for these crops. That is a value addition, that is market. That is you and I eating it at our tables when we go to these events, whether it's dinners, whatever we are. Let's see something that has a local dawa in there. Let's see it has precursor. Let's see it has tiger nut, some of these things. It means a farmer down there that is producing these things is benefiting from it. So we are very passionate about it because we think our food is very important for us. It's our culture, it's our everything, and we need to pay attention to it. We need to support.
In total, how many of you make up the leadership to form the movement? How many chefs?
So the chefs, I don't have. We have a chefs net group.
Okay.
And it's also growing. Like I said, it's a membership.
Right.
I don't have the statistics now, but I would say there are over 8 or so off the top of my head. And then we also have chef deputies. They are like more of chefs in internships.
Okay.
Who are about 5. But like I said, the numbers keep growing. All other chefs in Ghana are welcome to join because like I said, if every chef in Ghana is trained to use local ingredients, do you know the potential that has? If they're creating a menu for a restaurant, for an event, they have to buy this ingredient from somewhere in Ghana. So there's market for that farmer, there's market for that product, there's market for that crop. So we want to welcome all chefs to come and join and learn, because now we also have a space where we are able to train some of the chefs in some of these things, because the traditional the traditional culinary schools, they don't train them in that. You learn how to make pizza using things that are coming from somewhere. You learn how to make all the ice creams and all the menus are crafted based on.
Do we have them? Do we have these things to make pizza? Do we have them here?
We do have them. The base of every pizza is flour, and flour comes from different sources. We just learned probably to use wheat flour, but there's cassava flour, there's different kinds of flour.
Is it in excess?
In essence, it could be, because the potential of the land is there. It's about, do we encourage farmers to grow? If a farmer grows that, would you rather go and buy the wheat from Ukraine or from somewhere to come produce, or you buy from our local farmer? If you're making ice cream, or if you want to use milk, and do you use tiger nut milk, or you want to buy oat milk from other countries, right? So I'll say the potential is there. If there's demand for this, you and I, we can put resources to produce this. Our farmers, our people that are coming out of universities, they can produce these things and selling and be able to make some income out of it. So I'll say the potential is there, the capacity is there, there's more of the support.
Right.
Yeah.
It is said that Ghana or Africa, the typical age of a farmer is between 50, 55, 60.
Yeah.
And so the youth are the next to take over our food systems or agriculture.
Yeah.
From those years you spend, you and your colleagues working in the food system, how is the interest like?
Young people are very interested, very passionate to work in the food space. That includes both entrepreneurship and also careers. So I would say the interest is there. Like I said, once again, it's about support. Do we have industries that are opening up vacancies, opening up their doors for a young person who is done with university and say, oh, I want to venture into agriculture. Where do I get a base start from? Right? Because coming out of school, you don't have a lot of resources. Maybe your background wasn't even in agriculture, but you have the passion. Is there avenues, opportunities for you to explore that? How about the entrepreneurship pathway? Maybe you have the resources, but you want to start from somewhere. How do you start? Maybe you have land. How do you start? Maybe you have, your parents have saved up some income for you and you want to start. Where do you start from? Those are all questions and dots that we need to connect. So I would say a lot of young people are very passionate, and from working in this space, every year when we open applications for our Youth in Food program, we get over 300 applications, all trying to work in the food space.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
But we are not able to take everyone because of limited resources. Mostly we take about 50 per cohort for our Youth in Food program, which I manage myself. We'll
come to the Youth in Food program, but let's talk more about the entrepreneurship in agriculture. Yeah. Because a lot of the times when we talk about agri, the perception is, oh, I'll go to be weeding, or I'll be a tractor operator, or I'll be a by-day worker.
Yeah.
What are some of the entrepreneurial, ventures or opportunities that we are not seeing or we don't know about?
Yes. At Ghana Food Movement, entrepreneurship is also something we encourage.
Okay.
Even though most of our programs are career oriented, but entrepreneurship in the sense of value addition. Like we said, what we're actually doing is more of the value addition through the culinary innovation, product development, recipe development. And if we have young people who are willing to come in there and experiment with these ingredients. Maybe it's chili, maybe it's tomato, maybe it's habaneros. If they have the ideas to experiment, to come up with different innovations, to play with these ingredients and come up with things, do they have the resources, one, in terms of funding, to be able to launch these products? Do they have the resources to get a training in terms of, let's say, the training that needs to go into it? Do they also have the resources like platforms? Is there a kitchen that you can go and experiment? Sometimes even the resources in terms of equipment that you need to be able to do these things, you don't have it. You have a brilliant idea, but where do you start from? So I would say there are a lot of opportunities along the value chain, from farming itself to the value addition, and even to the value added services, like transportation, aggregation. There's a lot of potential in there, across all the different commodities, the cereals, the grains, the vegetables. There are different opportunities in there.
Okay, so you mentioned about some of the local cuisines that young people can try their hands on to create, but the question is, what are some of the opportunities that if I want to launch a career, maybe producing spices or producing tomato paste or producing something else, what are some of the opportunities you can direct me towards that is in high demand, that selling will not be a problem?
Yes, I would say do something that Ghanaians would consume first. It's interesting, mostly when we just think export, but every day Ghanaians eat food, and they eat different kinds of foods, and they use different ingredients in making that. That's why I tried to mention the chilies and the tomatoes. Those are ingredients that we use daily. And at the kitchen, we have chefs, trained chefs that are able to direct you. So if you're a young person who is passionate about launching a product in that space, and you come to the kitchen, we have them, they can help you to see how do we fine tune the taste, probably to go with a certain meal. Like I said, shito is something we are used to, but what if there's a different version that maybe we can eat with fried yam, maybe we can just eat with yam, we can eat with banku, we can eat. So there are different ways that we can turn these ingredients into a form. And like I said, if you're not a chef, you probably don't understand these things. You think, it's good.
Yes.
But they cater to different people. They understand tasting, they understand presentation, they understand even the visual part of the food and how it should look like. And this is guidance that is available to you as a young person to be able to tap into.
Right.
So I would say, come talk to us, share your idea. The chefs would help you. We also have a management team that have different expertise in product development and all of that, and then they can support you to be able to start.
Okay. For this past 6 years, in total, how many youth have gone through your programs? Yes,
so for the Youth in Food program, which we run yearly, 145 young people have been trained since 2022. And out of that, about 118, about 81% of them are currently working in the food and agricultural space.
Okay.
Yes, but in different positions or in different roles, not really culinary per se. Most of them are now working in technical areas like irrigation. Some are working as extension officers, some are working as quality assurance, some are also working as communications officers for different organizations.
Right. Yeah. What are the challenges you figured out in your course of helping youth to find internships or training in other food system institutions or in the agriculture space? What are some of the typical challenges you've picked up?
Yeah, I would say the number one for that we've noticed so far is also the industry. Number one, there's not a lot of like agribusiness companies out there that are willing to absorb young people, especially when you're coming out of university without like a lot of experience. They're a bit hesitant. And it's understandable, but we also need to give young people a chance. So I would say sometimes is that reserved nature of the business is to open their doors for somebody who is looking for a career to at least have an entry point to growing their career, to building a skill, to building confidence, and also launching their own path within the food space. So that would be number one. Number two, I would say it's probably a general problem because it's tough for entrepreneurs already. So when they start a business, they're kind of guarded about the business they have and who they let into their environment. So if you're a young person and you go around knocking doors to get a job and they don't know you, it's difficult for them to say, come join my team, come work in finance, come work in managerial role, or come work in any space. So I would say it's the general atmosphere of how businesses are struggling. One, they don't even have the capacity in terms of to pay you.
Exactly.
Now they have to trust you enough to help grow the business. Right. So it's also a general issue of our private sector is really not at the space, or it's not at the position where it should be to be able to absorb young people. It's struggling because there's no support financially for them, and they're also trying their best way to survive, right? So if we're able to grow a resilient private sector that is well boosted, that is growing, obviously don't need people to help. If a young person, you have an agribusiness, whether it's poultry, whether it's a farm, and there's demand for your product, you want more people to come on board to work with you, right? So apart from them struggling to open their doors, I also want to see it from the macroeconomic point of view, where the businesses are actually struggling and that they also need support to be able to absorb young people. I would say the third thing is also young people not having the base skills to be able to enter into the agri sector. What we learn in the schools is actually sometimes what is actually quite different from what is on the grounds. And one, especially if you don't have a background in agriculture, it's difficult to launch your space in there. To launch your career into that space, because they want someone with a skill. If you are looking for a farm manager, it's not now that you want to look for someone who doesn't even know how to plant a maize, how to weed, how to identify what is even the maize from the weed, and to be able to. So you want somebody at least who have a base understanding of how to manage a farm, and then you can trust the person with that position. So also graduates that do not have the requisite background to be able to match the job requirements within that agri space is also something we've recognized over the years. The technical skill, at least a base understanding of what agriculture should be, crops, also animals, and also at least even value addition, like they should have a base understanding of those things. That are also some of the challenges we've noticed. Lack of technical skills.
You mentioned that there are farmers also part of the movement.
Yes.
What kind of farmers can join your movement, and what benefits, exist for me as a farmer when I join your movement?
Yeah. So our movement is a membership-based organization. We also promote the products of our members on our social medias, and also through we actually have a working shop at the office. When you come, there's an exhibition space for you to showcase your products. And if you're a farmer and if you are a member of the movement, it means that we will have to use your ingredients, or we will use your ingredients in the space. And people that taste the ingredient, we want to know, where is this coming from? I want to buy the same plantains. I want to buy the same habaneros. I want to buy the same aubergines. Where can I get it from? Right? So it means we are connecting you to more larger market, because we are at a space where we are highlighting, showcasing through social media, through our events, through our campaigns. We're able to direct traffic to your business and to your resources. So I would say, if you're a farmer, whether you are producing tiger nut, you are producing plantains, you are producing taro, even the hibiscus, the sobolo, because we use that. That's most of our event has hibiscus or even tamarind and some of these things in there. You can come and join. And we also have a WhatsApp platform where we share. People frequently ask, where do I get tiger nut milk? Where do I get this? And we're able to share your contact there for them to place their orders. Okay. So there's a larger market for you by being part of the movement. To showcase your products. Okay. Yeah.
Now the movement is an NGO.
Yes.
How do you fund what you do?
Yes. Currently, we have support from the development partners to run like the Youth in Food program, because it's strictly job and employment-based program.
Yes.
There are other agencies that have interest in the same, and they're supporting us in that space. But also we also have, like I said, a culinary-based program where we cater for events and to organizations, corporate organizations. So we are able to generate some money from that to pay for utilities at the office.
Okay. Is that what you guys do full time?
Yes.
Does it pay?
Yes. Currently our management team, we are over 7. And then we also have the chefs. Then we also have people that are like volunteering with us and all of that. The volunteers, of course, are not paid. They come to help out at events, but the team is paid, and mostly it's, like I said, it's either based on a project we are running, or it's also based on like the revenue we raise internally by catering for events.
Right. How would you describe the journey in this 5-6 years from the young people who have benefited from your training programs, the cuisines you people through your experimental you've introduced, helping farmers to access new markets, create publicity for them? How would you describe the journey?
It's been amazing. I would say sort of experimental is more of innovation, because they try to fine tune whatever it is before they use it for an event. And it's been amazing. Like I said, a couple of chefs coming together and say, hey, most of the things we are doing, this seems foreign. Why can't we promote our own local ingredients? Growing from that to welcoming all the farmers, most of the farmers, welcoming scientists, welcoming businesses to join the movement now. It's been an amazing journey over the years, and also with the impact we've done through the Youth in Food program, which I'm very passionate about. Helping a young person get a job, supporting them to land a career is something that we all know how after school it can be a bit it can be a bit challenging and a bit confusing for you not to know where to go when national service lets you go. Right. So helping young people to start their careers is also something that has been part of the journey and something we are really proud of at the Ghana Food Movement. Okay.
My last question before we go down into your initiative is, do you believe, you and your team at the movement, do you believe that young people launching career in being a value addition or production is the way to ending unemployment? And is it also a way of generating an income, a sustainable income for a Ghanaian youth?
Yes. And if you look at the statistics, every year over 106,000 Ghanaians do national service. Young graduates do that, and that's those who have been to school and are eligible for national service. About 106,000 of them go through that, roughly give or take plus 2% or minus 2%. And out of that, less than 70% of them are retained, whether they are working in government or less than 70% of them get permanent jobs. So the question we ask ourselves is, where do the rest go?
Right.
And if we don't have a thriving agricultural sector to absorb them, then you can look at you can also visualize the impact of that on unemployment and also on other social issues. So we believe that young people, one, should be supported to start their careers in the food space, because it's the largest sector. Like I think the statistics shows the food systems is one of the biggest places with a lot of potential to absorb them. And our terrain where we find ourselves in terms of weather, in terms of potential, if we are able to support our young graduates who are done with the national service to launch a career in the food space, one, apart from income generation, is also more of like an employment pathway for a lot of them. Okay. Yeah.
Great. So if you just tune in, this is Farming Today on the Ghanaian Farmer TV. My name is Enyonam, and seated next to me is Paul Anate. He is the programs manager at Ghana Food Movement, but his department where he works is Youth in Food program. And so we're discussing a lot more about how does youth launching careers in food system or agriculture is an end to unemployment. Of course, it is a start of creating wealth that would help in sustainable living. We're going for a quick breather. When we come back, we'll be diving more into the program. And if you are out there wanting to learn about how do I process cassava into this, how do I process chili into this, he will tell you that and how you can even become a member of the movement. I'll be right back after this. Stay tuned. So I was reading and I came across something. It says by 2030, the market potential and size of food system, people adding value to raw food produce, is estimated to reach about 21.3 billion in Ghana. That is how big the market is. Okay, it is a process. It's a gradual process, and we might get there, but that's the projected figure or amount that researchers are talking about. So it means that if you're not making your way into the agriculture or food system, then you are lacking. Do you think this is achievable? Is it possible?
Yes, it is possible. Like I said, there's a lot of potential within the food and agriculture sector.
Right.
Like the statistics is pointing out. And for young people, I would say it's the most guaranteed pathway to employment, to be honest. And it's something that the stakeholders should take a critical look at. If we're able to encourage and support young people through the entrepreneurship pathway or through career pathway, we should be able to do that.
Okay. Yeah. Now, Youth Food Program. How does this idea or initiative came about? Why did the movement bother to launch such an initiative?
Yeah, so it started in 2022 because as a movement, we are actually we are very young. Most of us, the entire team is very young, and as young people, we appreciate the issues of unemployment in Ghana. And also, when you're looking for a job, you need to know someone who knows someone to help you get a job. To help you get a job. So recognizing some of these issues of unemployment and also being a membership-based organization, there were some businesses that were looking for people to hire, looking for salespeople, looking for irrigation experts, looking for quality assurance for their production sites. And they approached us, oh, you're a Ghana Food Movement, do you know any young person that can fill this role? Not that because they are not young people, but there are young people, but the quality, the trust to hire somebody from anywhere, people are mostly hesitant. So when they approach us with this, so why not provide a platform where we can train young graduates who have the passion to work in this space, and then we plug the dots, we connect them to these businesses, these vacancies that are opening up, and then they can work in there. So that's how we started. Because there was also demand for these young people because of the existing businesses that were looking for them to hire. And then, of course, unemployment means there's young people coming out of school and not getting jobs. Why not give them an opportunity, train them, equip them with some base skills that at least would facilitate their transition into the job market. So it was I would say a need to address unemployment and also to help them start a career in the food space.
Typically, how long does the training last?
Ideally, it's supposed to last 6 months. 6 months, 5 to 6 months. Yeah. And
after the training, what next?
So the training is this year we are focusing more on technical skills. And
such as
technical skills such as irrigation systems, vegetable production, specializations in habaneros and tomatoes, and also agroecology and organic farming. Those are the
areas you're looking at.
We are looking at training young people in, and we focus on employment. This program is solely for employment, those who are interested in employment. We believe that every young person should have a base start and then at least if they gain experience from that employment, if they are able to generate income, they can transition into employment. But it's not fair for a young graduate who is done with their national service and they are like lost with what to do with their lives, for you to say, go start a business. With what? With what experience? Are you able to start a business? With what capital? We'll know the situation. So we believe that if a young person is able to get a job, one, they're able to learn from an established business, see how structures work, see how people run businesses. So if the person has the passion to transition into entrepreneurship, they would have picked up valuable lessons from that space to be able to become a successful entrepreneur. Or if they don't even have the passion, like it's not everyone that is born to be an entrepreneur, at least they're able to start a career, either as an irrigation expert, and grow it as a young person coming out of university. That is the best time of your life to be able to launch your career. So we really believe in supporting them through the career path, go into an agribusiness enterprise, work, support, build the systems, build the organization, learn from the organization, and support to grow the sector. Yeah. So that is the orientation of the program, strictly for employment.
Right.
And if you gain the skills along the line and you want to transition into entrepreneurship, our doors are open to support you in that space. So for these 3 tracks or 3 thematic areas that the training is going to be, the end goal, we are also trying to get companies that have the need for these skills to open up their doors. And a couple of businesses have already started conversations with that to absorb them when they are done with the training, especially the organic farming and the agroecology. There are a couple of farms and agro-tourism enterprises that are looking to hire people with those skills so that they can produce insecticide-free and also organic produce for them to feed their tourists that are coming to visit their farms. And also the irrigation schemes too. There are a couple of businesses that are open to hire people with those skills. So our end goal is to be able to have businesses that need these skills to know about the program to come hire these young people. But those who are also willing to start their own businesses. Some of the partners have in-grower schemes where they have land. And if you want to start growing any of the vegetables, they'll provide you with the land, they'll provide you with irrigation systems, and then you can start your own production. And then there's market.
Has registration ended?
No, it's still on rolling basis. So applications will close on the 25th of July.
Okay.
And then there's likely to be a second cohort intake mid of September or October. We might open applications again. So if you miss this edition, that's not the end. I'll keep following our social media platforms, and then maybe when we open applications, then you can apply.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's talk more about the kind of innovations that are happening in the food system space or the agriculture space that a lot more young people's attention are not going there. What are some of the novel things that are happening that we are not aware of?
I think it's I would say agri-tech skills and innovation, because like you said, when young people think about farming now, they think of hoe and cutlass, they think of rudimentary way of production, but there's a lot of businesses that are really high-tech now. Even in agro-processing, they're using high-tech processing machinery that makes it very attractive for you to want to work there without like using a lot of labor. There's precision agriculture, there's greenhouse farming, even organic farming. Some people have found a way to make it very cute and nice to produce crops that do not have any pesticides, any insecticides in there. There's vertical farming, like the hydroponics. I know a lot of businesses that are equally doing amazing in that space. So agriculture has really evolved, and the young graduates that are coming up are also they are eyeing some of these spaces that looks very nice, and at least it's more attractive for them to work in. It's more presentable for them to work in. So I would say if you're a young person out there who is passionate about this space, there's a lot of opportunity for you. Okay. And there's a lot of businesses out there that you can learn from, that you can work with.
Okay. Yeah. What should we be doing to change the narrative about agriculture and agri-food system? What should stakeholders, from government to development partners, what should they be doing to change the narrative?
Yeah, I would say, to be honest, every young person is looking for a source of income. That's why our interest is in the graduates, because when the person is transitioning to adulthood or into work life and there's nothing to do, there's nothing that can give them income. There's passions die there, right? If you have bills to pay and you don't have any, you're not looking at passion, it's what you eat next. How do you pay your rent? How do you pay your bills? So I would say government and stakeholders support the private sector. Let them grow. If someone is doing a farming business, help them to grow, help them to add value. Let them establish process and value addition in that farm. And if the capacity of that farm is to absorb 10 graduates, I'm very happy. Because when I open my applications, I know 10 people can match right to that farm and get a job. If it's a poultry farm, amazing, right? Support all these businesses. If the private sector is thriving, and when I say private sector, I mean agri-businesses are thriving, there's a lot of potential for our young graduates to have jobs. And the value chain is so big that regardless of what you studied in school, there's an opportunity in there for you to be able to work. There's a young person who joined us. She did journalism in GIJ, and she joined us because she didn't want to work in media per se, in the traditional media per se. So she wanted to work in agri, and she found a very good agri company where she's chronicling stories of farmers that are using the produce, the inputs of this agricultural firm. And she writes for their blog, for their social media. She takes pictures. It's something, and she's happy because that's her passion. She wants to be in nature. She wants to work in that space. But if this firm is not growing, such a person wouldn't have found a job there, right? So I would say let's support our local farmers. Let's support our local agro-processors. Let's support our local agri-business enterprises to grow. And if they're able to grow, there's potential for them to create employment, because there's vacancies opening up. They need to grow their teams. They need more hands on deck to be able to support. I think it's one of the most concrete pathways to realistic employment. When I say employment, is I can go there and see somebody working and making an income, not something that they've done today, tomorrow that job is non-existent. It's not pseudo jobs. I'm talking about real jobs that are long-term with career potential for them.
There are a lot of Ghanaian living abroad who have farms here in Ghana or are yet to set up their farms, who are looking for skilled people to work with. If they reach out to the movement, are you able to refer them?
Yes, that's amazing. That's the kind of people we are looking for, and also establishments we are looking for. If you have a farm, even if you want to start a farm, or you already have a farm and you need someone to manage, and like I said, even sometimes it's sales. Maybe they're already in the farming process, but they just need someone to market the produce. And now there's social media, a lot of young people are able to even do remote marketing. Can they take pictures and market, and then people can order from you for you? So regardless of what your business is, once it's within the agri space, I would say reach out to us, and we will be able to support you by connecting with the right young person who can help your team to grow your business.
Right. I forgot to ask one thing. So after the training, for those who have gotten job, good luck.
Yes.
But for those who are looking at starting up themselves, do you give startup kits?
Like I said, our technical partners that are providing the training have in-grower schemes.
Right.
So there's land.
Yes.
The starter, if that comes.
Beyond the land.
Yes.
Come on,
and
Paul.
then there's also.
If you give me 5 acres, I need money.
Yes, and there's also, because the money mostly goes into buying of equipment, to be honest. So if there's irrigation setup for you to have water running through the land, there's seeds, because most of the technical partners also have their own seed production, so they're able to supply you with all of that. I think you're set to go, because there's also market, because this they also buy the produce.
Right.
So I would say we don't provide, let's say, boots.
Raw cash to me.
Yes,
but you give me the necessary logistics I need.
You need to be able to start, and then for the 1 month of training, we provide an allowance for your TNT.
You say
there's allowance for your TNT, also for feeding. If it's a residential base, which means if you need to stay there for the training, because some of them are outside of Accra. So if you need to travel there to stay for the training, we'll take full charge of the accommodation and the feeding within the 1 month, to make sure like you have a smooth training.
Okay.
And then once you are done, there's hopefully an opportunity for you, or if you're interested in the entrepreneurship aspect, they can support you to start production.
Okay. Yeah. You mentioned that the movement is by membership.
Yes.
Does it mean I pay monthly or yearly dues?
It's yearly subscription.
Okay.
There's discounts, and there's different categories for startups, and also for established, or let's say the bigger businesses. So if you're a startup, there's a different package, but if you're also an established large-scale business, there's also like a package for you. You can reach out to us at hello@ghanafoodmovement.com, and then they will respond. Or even check out our Instagram. You can send a DM. Our social media person is very active.
Right.
She would respond to you on Instagram or on LinkedIn. Our website is also the www.ghanafoodmovement.com. If you go there, all the information is there. There's even a sign-up form also on there that you can just put your details. And then,
For this 6 or 5 years you've been working, creating this impact, have you been approached by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture yet?
No, not necessarily, but we do work with our Youth Employment Agency.
Okay.
They support us in the selection of the youth, because they have the resources in terms of the space. They also have like reach across the country to young people. So Youth Employment Authority has been very supportive over the years with the selection of the youth.
Beyond selection of the youth, are you giving money?
No, we are not supported in any way.
No funding?
No funding. It's mutual. I would say it's personnel helping us with interviews, us using their facilities for the trainings. Even GEPA, they do open their doors to us for IT trainings when we need to use them. And then,
I see. Wow, this has been very, very insightful. Honestly, I've heard about Ghana, food movement, but this is my first time one-on-one with one of the team members, and I must say that they are doing incredible things in the space. And if this is the first time you're listening, or especially for you, the young people who are looking for movements to belong to, that will give you a 360 sort of help or support. I think they are one of the movement you can look up to and equally work with them. But what will be your final message to those who are first time hearing of Ghana Food Movement, the kind of services you're rendering? What will be your last words? But then, before leaving your last words, the Ghanaian farmer, we have also been in this space for 5 years. We've been bridging the knowledge gap between those who want to go into the agriculture space and the opportunity that exists. We've also been creating market access through our platform. We've been championing agro-tourism. We've been doing a lot. But again, government has not approached us that, hey, per what you do, how do we support you to amplify or to grow bigger and rope in a lot more people? What would you have to tell stakeholders, business, but especially government, to look at some of these organizations like ours to collaborate with us to make a bigger impact? What would be your last words to them?
I think what you do is similar to us, but like you said, in the media space, you are highlighting the Ghanaian farmer story, and I've chanced upon a couple of your work, excerpts of your work on various social media, and it's amazing. People are not aware these things are going on, and it's amazing that there's a one-stop shop where you can visualize the different things that are going on, from production to value addition. And I would say the government should really pay attention to that. It's social media is a powerful tool now, and it's amazing how people watch this on their phones, either in Trotro or at home, and they're like, I saw this on on the Ghanaian farmer, and I really want to start a poultry farm. I want to start a vegetable. This is how the story should be ignited.
Right.
And think about the potential if there's government partnership, if there's government support, where you're able to travel and highlight the stories of the different young people that are into agriculture. So the potential is very huge, because the traditional media don't want to do it. They want to focus on fashion. They want to focus
politics,
on telenovelas and all the things that are coming from maybe India. I don't want to mention specific countries, but they want to show telenovelas, which is fine. But if there's somebody, a local person that is really doing a head bit to highlight the stories, like we highlight cuisines, we highlight our local recipes and our local ingredients. Highlighting stories like this is very powerful too, and I would say it ignites a lot of passion in young people to want to do it, to know it's possible to do it, right? So I would encourage the government, either under the 24-hour economy, whatever innovation that there is going on, whatever policy that is about agriculture, to partner with the Ghanaian farmer. And let's get more young people to support you under your leadership, under your brand, under the resources you have to go out there and scale up the work.
All right, thank you very much.
My last remarks
about
the Ghana food movement, I would say we have a lot of events going on almost every month. We have the kebab nights. Pass through, we are in Osu, and you have amazing kebab in forms that you've never had before. Amazing kebab. There's going to be drinks, all local, and also we have campaigns that we normally do about promoting our local Ghanaian brands. Buy Ghana, build Ghana. We also have a lot of programs running through in terms of trainings for coffee making, trainings for chefs and all of that. So pass through our kitchen or check out our social media, and then you might find something that interests you, or something that could help you start a career or your journey in the food and agriculture sector.
Right.
And we are there to support.
Is there any number to reach out to real quick?
Currently, you can reach out to 0500 208529. And then, that's my number. If you're passionate about agriculture, about working in the food space, kindly reach out to me, and then I'll direct you. I can help you out or show you the right person to talk to within the movement.
Right.
If it's within the culinary space, I can connect you to a chef. And then we also have cooking classes. I forgot to mention. So if you want to learn anything about making jollof or anything local, because we are very passionate about our local cuisines and our local ingredients, please reach out to us also. We can organize an amazing cooking class for you on any of the local foods that you wanna have, and then you will enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
When Paul is talking around food, then my appetite is boiling. But I love food. Ghanaian food are amazing. My sister prepared ogro soup yesterday. It wasn't easy. Koto kakra, wele kakra. Oh my G. Come on now. Food is sweet, especially when it's prepared well. And so look, if you're out there and you want to participate in this program, go on the Ghanaian Farmer page on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and of course on Twitter. I've posted the flyers, I've retweeted the videos, all the details are there. You can pick the details and follow up. Like I said, if you didn't get through for this one, and somewhere September, you should look out for the next opening, and then you can participate. But there's a lot happening in the agriculture and food system space. If you've not found a niche yet, then try and research further or consult some of us, and we'll be there, or we'll be glad to help you. His name is Paul Lanate, Programs Manager, Youth and Food in Ghana Food Movement, and he's been doing amazing. Thank you very much for watching, but please do me a favor, subscribe, share this video, let it reach a friend, a brother. Let's keep sharing. It's all about Ghana's agriculture progress. That's what we are all looking at. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
But there is more to come after this. Bye-bye.